What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to VJ Basketball Takes, and today we're gonna be talking about the Kyrie trade. And just a couple days ago, I made a video about Kyrie demanding a trade, but just yesterday, Kyrie officially got traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian-Finney-Smith, a first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. And in this video, I'm going to be discussing the grade I gave this trade, who won, who lost this trade, and my explanation on why. But before we start the video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. And now to get into the video, first I'm talking about the Mavericks and their grade. And I gave them a C+ to a B-, and the Brooklyn Nets, I gave them a straight-up C. First, let's talk about the Mavericks and why they got their grade. The Mavericks is receiving an all-star starter in Kyrie Irving this year. Kyrie Irving, when Kevin Durant was there, relieved a lot of pressure off of Kevin Durant on the offensive side and gave a lot of time for Kevin Durant to be on the benches or whatnot so he can take breaks and not have to play 40+ minutes a game. And even in clutch situations, Kyrie Irving was there and did help Kevin Durant in a lot of ways. And when Kevin Durant was not playing due to injury or just due to low management or whatever, Kyrie Irving did control the team, did take good care of the team, and kept the Brooklyn Nets afloat while Kevin Durant was out with injury, right? So that's a really key part for the Mavericks, because for so many years the Mavericks fans wanted another player alongside Luka Doncic to help him relieve offensive pressure from him. And they first traded for KP, and we all know how that went. And then they found the player in Jalen Brunson, and we saw how that went over the offseason. And then they got Spencer Dinwiddie, who was not closer near KP or even Jalen Brunson. And now you get Kyrie Irving, a guy who is probably one of the best second options of NBA history, to be honest, especially on the offensive end, who can now assist Luka in the offense in the backcourt. It can give Luka the time he needs to rest on the bench or even send out a game or two so they can keep the Dallas Mavericks afloat. But on the defensive end, this is just very bad for them because they gave up their best defender in Dorian-Finney-Smith. And to be honest, this trade might not even happen if Dorian-Finney-Smith was not included into the trade. But at the same time, they gave up their only elite defender on the Dallas Mavericks. And even before, when Dorian-Finney-Smith was playing for the Mavericks, they were not a good defensive team at all, to be honest. They were really good on offense but not good on defense. And now they gave up their only good to elite defender in Dorian-Finney-Smith, and that's a big hole for them on that side of the ball, because now that they have Kyrie Irving is known to be a defensive liability. Even if he tries his hardest, it's so hard for him to play defense because he's a 6'2" guard who doesn't weigh a ton, and he's not known for his defense. So I could see the Mavericks being a top 5 offensive team but a bottom 5 defensive team. So that's why they get this trade for the Mavericks a C+ to a B-, because this could elevate them on the offensive side and could give Luka some more help on the offensive end. But at the same time, this leaves them with a big hole on defense. And we still have 3 to 4 more days until the trade deadline on February 9th. But at the same time, until that deal happens, the Mavericks are looking very, very sus on defense right now. Now, the Brooklyn Nets, I gave them a C. And the reason I gave them a C is because I just feel like they flat out could have gotten more for Kyrie Irving. Even if they traded with the Lakers, I feel like they could have eventually could have came to terms on getting Austin Reeves, Max Christie, 2 first-round picks, and also Westbrook, which you then could have flipped for another player and another star player, possibly from the Utah Jazz or the Spurs or somebody. But they settled for the Maverick deal because I heard in a report that Joe Tsai did not want to give the Lakers Kyrie Irving in the first place. And to be honest, that's a petty move. But in this situation, I can't really blame him for being petty because Kyrie Irving did one out in the middle of them actually being a championship contender. And to be honest, if Kyrie stayed, they could have been one of those teams who've been a championship contender and been very good in the playoffs. But Kyrie asked out, and I don't feel like Joe Tsai got enough for Kyrie Irving. Not to knock Spencer Dinwiddie or Dorian-Finney-Smith, I feel like Spencer Dinwiddie is a very great starter who's a very reliable shot creator. And Dorian-Finney-Smith, like I said, is an elite 3-and-D player who's a lead on defense, and he can knock down the 3-ball. And to be honest, the Brooklyn Nets needed more defense and needed more size. But at the same time, they lost a all-star starter in Kyrie Irving. And like I said, just for the Dallas Mavericks, the Brooklyn Nets could make more moves before the trade deadline is up. they are linked to players like OG Anunoby, DeMar DeRozan, and Pascal Siakam. They might move Ben Simmons before the trade deadline, but at the same time, until like I said, until that happens, they have a big hole in their second option on the offense besides KD right now, which until that gets filled, it's a really big question. But I can see the Brooklyn Nets have a lot of trade compensation. They have a couple of picks that they can work with trade. They have that 76ers pick that they got in that Ben Simmons trade. Now they have Dallas Mavericks first round pick and that 2 second round pick. They also have a lot of role players on that team who can be looking to get traded because they're not going to get a lot of minutes with Dorian-Finney-Smith and Spencer Dinwiddie not being added to the team. You got players like Seth Curry, Patty Mills, even Yusuf Watanabe. We have a lot of guards, a lot of wing players that we can trade for another like center, or like even the second option, like a second scoring option, but alongside KD, right? So there's just a lot of things that can happen before the trade deadline that can make these teams' grades better by the trade deadline. I plan to make a video after the trade deadline is over and just going over all the trades that might happen after the trade deadline. But for right now, on this trade, I give the Mavericks a C+ to a B-, and I give the Brooklyn Nets a C. And that'll be it for the video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you haven't watched that Kyrie Irving video on him demanding a trade, go ahead and watch it, and have a great day.